1986 top-grossing movie was a revelation. Top Gun, the original film, made $176 million worldwide, made Tom Cruise a megastar, and by the way, it actually increased enlistment in the military. Now, you can watch this, Top Gun, the original, on Netflix right now. It will be there until the end of May. And I actually recommend that you go watch that movie first. Hello, Lee Thomas, call sign CriticLee. Because after 36 years and a pandemic delay, this much anticipated sequel is worth the time. And yes, Tom Cruise is great, and I enjoyed this movie on multiple levels, but the real star here is the same as 3 decades ago, and it's simply the flying.
We are cleared into the area. Verify cameras are on.
All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Here comes some G's. There's 5 G's.
6 G's.
7 G's.
Yeah, this is a behind-the-scenes look at how they made some of this stuff, and yeah, baby, this movie puts you in the pilot seat better than the original movie did. The aerial maneuvers and the combat flying sequences were meant to be experienced on the big screen. This is straight-up summer movie magic, like the original movie was. The story is about Pete Maverick Mitchell, a rebel pilot of sorts that pushes the limits again and gets sent to his last assignment to train the best of the best pilots for a secret mission. It's basically the same premise as the last movie, and I ate it up. And let me be clear, Tom Cruise is the reason this film works. He pushes the story, he pushes the action, he pushed the release date, and he made the right choices. He is the one that made this, he's really good at making action movies with heart. And he does well here. I will say this again, this movie is meant to be seen on the big screen with big sound and big pictures. Now the cast, John Hamm, Jennifer Connelly, newcomers Miles Teller, Glenn Powell, Jay Ellis, all of them are newcomers. They did a good job. I love seeing Ed Harris as the grisly old mean admiral that puts Maverick in his place. Now, there are songs from the original film, there are lines from the original film, characters, and the original story is kind of there from the original film. Top Gun Maverick, the director's name is Joseph Krasinski. Yes, Iceman, the director's real last name is Krasinski, and he more than put together a solid film with enough memory cues. It's really like, Adam, it's like visiting an old friend, and there's enough new stuff in it when it's like going to your old friend's house and watching his kid play in the backyard, and he does some of the same stuff that your old friend does. I have to confess, I saw 1986 Top Gun 32 times, wait, 33, because I watched it last week to get ready for this one. Obviously, it's big ups for me on Top Gun Maverick. It was like visiting an old friend that I love. Big ups for me on this one, Adam. Where are you at on Top Gun Maverick?
It's like visiting that old friend and then doing the around the wheel high five move. It's just so much fun. You've seen it 32 times. The difference between me and you is you know how many times you've seen it. I probably lost count, somewhere around that same number. But it's just, that movie, that original movie means so much to me. And it's just been, it was kind of the movie that got me into movies. I didn't know that movies could do the things that movies did once I saw Top Gun. It kind of opened this whole world to me. And for that reason, I was always nervous about the prospect of a second Top Gun. Why go back? Why mess with a classic? And the things that this movie does are so kind of careful not to mess with that legacy, but also build on that legacy, play with that legacy, and like you said, it's like revisiting an old friend. It's nothing but warmth here. Yeah. They don't try to be ironic with the original. They don't try to make fun of the original. It kind of just embraces the original, and for that reason, I think that this is a movie that people are going to really, really embrace. I've had more conversations about this movie in the last couple weeks since I've seen it than any other movie since I've been doing this job. People are excited to see this movie, and to those people I say, this is not going to let you down. This is the one that you want to see on as big a screen as possible, with the loudest sound as possible, with the biggest popcorn possible, and the biggest soda possible, and with as much friends as possible. This is a movie that you call up buddies and you say, let's go to the movies. You go with your you go with your kids, you go with your family, you call up dad, say, hey, you want to go to the movies? I mean, this is just the movie that after the pandemic, in terms of getting into summer movie going, that people have been waiting for. This is so much fun. I really can't say enough good things about this movie. And Tom Cruise is such a megawatt, trillion-dollar, smile-having movie star.
He's really good.
It's such a good movie star performance. I just think that this movie is the most fun I've had, and I can't tell you how long. It makes me happy that we get to be on the air talk about this movie.
And I'll say two things. Number one, even if you just see it with an audience, there are moments when you'll cheer together, you'll laugh together, you'll hear somebody say a line from the movie, you may say some lines from the movie. Good times. And the other thing, I rarely to never, ever, ever, ever do this, but I am going to go see this movie again in theaters because I want to. And I can't think of the last time I did this. Yes, I can. It was when they reinvented Star Wars and brought it back. I went and saw that one 3 times in theaters, and I'm going to do that with this too. I just enjoy the process.
I absolutely have multiple viewings ahead of me as well. I'll say this one thing real quick. This is a movie about people. Yes, it's about planes flying through the air and a lot of, and
it's very cool,
But it's not about superheroes. It's not about dudes waving their hands and making spells. It's not about special effects. It's about people with emotions who also have to be pretty awesome pilots. But it's refreshing to see a big summer movie that involves human beings.
All right, let's talk about this next movie as we move on. And we're not going to take a whole lot of time probably because of me. It's from the Fox Animation Domination. And this time we're talking about the Bob's Burger movie. And critically speaking, this was my first visit to the Belcher's Oceanside restaurant.
Well, that's the first time an exterminator said he's gonna pray for us. That's okay, right? That's not a bad sign.
No.
What you doing, Gene?
I'm making an instrument out of spoons and a napkin holder and dreams and magic.
Obviously, Tina.
How's the burger, Bob?
It's okay.
Okay, so that was apparently funny, but not to me. I didn't laugh then, didn't laugh now. The Bob's Burger movie has the Belchers trying to make ends meet as they're behind on their loan payments for the restaurant. But then there's a sinkhole in front, there's a carnival adventure that takes place, and this movie goes to places I wasn't expecting. I have to say this, I did not watch the TV show, and I probably never will. I also did not know this movie was a musical. They started singing. And honestly, I think you have to be a fan of this show to really ingest this movie the way it's meant to be. The humor is here, but very specific. Now, it's not terrible. It's not. It's mildly entertaining. I did not laugh throughout this movie. I didn't have big belly laughs, but I did chuckle more than a few times. This felt like a 30-minute long story that was stretched to 1 hour and 42 minutes, and some of those minutes are tedious. Bob's Burgers the movies isn't a blatant money grab, but it's really close. It's really close. Obviously, it's a thumbs down for me. I think if you enjoyed the show, you will go and you will enjoy the movie. Like Adam, I saw a girl wearing one of the hats from one of the characters, and so I think it was Louise's hat. I don't get this one. Maybe you get it more than me. Please explain.
I don't know if I get it more than you, but I think I enjoyed it more than you. I give it a thumbs up. It's a mild thumbs up, and it's also my first time having a Bob's Burger. I've never had a Bob's Burger before.
Nice.
And I wouldn't mind having a Bob's Burger if they were to slide us one. I'd try it. But this is like warm, quirky, family-style humor. I've seen the show enough times, kind of breezing past it in channels to kind of wonder what's really going on, never having spent the time to figure out. But I would watch episodes of this now. Now I wouldn't turn past the channel as quickly anymore, just because it's a reverent humor, but it's all pretty based in family and kind of warmth. I feel like
Adam, I have to ask, did you know this was a musical?
There was a couple musical numbers. I did not know that going in, but the first musical number they did where they're singing about summer, I found that to be an extraordinary song. I hope that there's a chance that we could see that at the Oscars next year. I thought that was a really nice, warm, funny song, and I think that the spirit of that song kind of embraces that of the film here. Not great stuff, but good, and especially good if you're a fan.
I'm checking. Steve, did you hear him say Oscar?
I did.
Steve said you said that.
The Oscar race starts here.
Let's just move on. Another film out this week is simply called Montana Story. He said Oscar.
I hear you have gotten a little taste of our family history from my brother.
Yeah, 2 estranged siblings return home to a sprawling ranch they once called home, but they are forced to confront deep and bitter family legacy of fatherly abuse. Haley Lou Richardson and Owen Teague star in Montana Story. It's in select theaters now. This one's beautifully done, but very slow and very deliberate. There you have it. When we come back, It gets strange. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is on our Movie Watch. Critically speaking, next.